what lessons can NASCAR learn from F1's rise stateside in the last few years?
Well, this goes right back to kind of what I was just saying. I think that, is it really the racing?
I don't think so.
Yeah. You were quick on the trigger on that one, buddy.
I mean, they had a Netflix show that
caution.
Netflix show that hit at the right time.
Yeah, because right now in F1, you know that there's there's 1.5 cars that has a chance to win each given week. If something happens to him, it opens up the field to maybe 4 cars maybe that can win. But something has to happen to Max on any given week for there not to be another winner. So people know, I want to go on social media and to understand the race fan's pulse. I want to say, in one word, describe F1. In one word, describe NASCAR. Just to see what are the people's gut reaction to that series, right? I know that Toyota made a big change. If you notice, about 10 years ago, they started getting really aggressive with the styling of their cars because there's been so many focus groups and all that say, okay, when you hear Toyota, what do you think? And the number one answer was dependable. Those cars are dependable. Well, that's not very sexy, is it?
No.
They've got dependability, but they want to be known as, stylish, sexy, those things that like the people want. And so then they started getting more and more aggressive with their body styling, and they've already got the dependability from decades of heritage. And, they made a serious investment in what their North America plants. I think, these Toyota Camrys nowadays, by the way, people are more American than just about any car that you can possibly drive. That's a fact. So I just want to know, where's the people's pulse on F1 and why do they love it so much? For me, I think of F1 and I guess I don't watch it as much to see like who will win, but I like to see it because, well, what are the race teams doing? I love the announcers and how technical they make everything so freaking exciting. I mean, at times I just find us in a very ho-hum on TV talking about the race. Well, watch out. Here comes that guy, and great run by this person. Wow, what a fast lap. And literally that's the reaction. Wow, what a fast lap. Where you hear Lee Diffie and those guys like, holy cow, they make every lap seem exciting. And then when we do the MRN broadcast of the road courses, like those guys do such a great job of painting an exciting picture for the people that can't see it live, right?
Yeah, it's fascinating when you listen to MRN and compare it with a broadcast. Like the picture they paint is way more exciting than what's actually happening on the track.
And I think a lot of that too is their cohesiveness. That one knows when one is done talking, bam, the next one picks right up. Where I think a lot of times we get talking over and stuff like that, which it's very, very hard. I've done the booth for Fox a few times. It is so hard to know when whose spot is this and whose spot is that. But yeah, I just, for me, I watch it because of this technology. I love seeing when the TV shows here Mercedes, they come out with something new on their car. When I think it was a few years ago, they pushed the steering wheel in or they pulled it out down the straightaway and their front tires started, they pointed straight. Like it was like, oh, wow, that's smart to get straightaway speed. Like what is making the Red Bull car so fast? Like I want to know those things because it's very interesting. And I think that generally speaking, F1 fans would say that NASCAR is just, you're all the same. There's no technology involved in it. And, it's not about the racing. It's just, it is what it is, right? It's just not, it doesn't stimulate me technologically.
Yeah.
So I wonder, what that answer will be. I'll maybe do that this week to maybe give an update to that answer. But I think that we're already doing. Man, I get really long-winded when I do these, dear Denny. I think
any
I
segment.
think we're already on our way to doing what F1's doing, and that is making it more about the event and not as much about the actual race. Because F1, if you know, one thing I would love to see us do is that have more pre-race parties and stuff like what we did for Daytona. You know, while that was kind of an industry party, you know, have something to where it brings a little more black tie to the weekend versus, you know, what we currently have is we just kind of show up and we race and we have a couple, you know, quick minutes of practice and it's over and there's really not much to talk about, honestly. I'd like to see us create more of a Super Bowl type of event. I know that F1 saying the Vegas race will be their biggest race in the history of F1. They also said that about Miami, which I think it was when they were here last year or a couple years ago. So they can continue to grow their product in the States, but it's not about the product, it appears, right? It's just about everything else, you know. Chicago event that's coming up. If you look, it's going to have a very F1 feel to it. There's going to be nice hospitality areas. Now, again, they're going to be super expensive, so it's going to be hard for our core fan to be able to afford that and experience it. But I think that they're trying to reach some of the F1 group of fans that are possibly in that area that want to come experience NASCAR and have concierge service.
Yeah.
That's something that we haven't had in years past. So I think that that's maybe their push to again, gain more of an audience and a different type of audience. So hopefully that works. And I think that with 3 of the first 4 races being a sellout, it's hard for me to argue that anything that NASCAR is doing right now is in the wrong direction.